If I put my hair in a braid, do I look like Katniss? Oh. Is anyone else crashing out over the Hunger Games, or just me and that one lucky girl from TikTok? I've been thinking a lot about the music in the Hunger Games lately. Not the movies, because I literally haven't seen the movies in a minute. But in the books, I've been thinking about the Covey a lot. I've been thinking about the music and the songs they sing and the poetry, how it plays into the book series, why it's so important, how it helps add to the book series. So let's talk about it. This is a cozy video, get your blankets. Let me introduce myself first. Hi, welcome to my channel. This is where I talk about music and music related things. I like to talk about albums, artists, events, and observations that I see happening in the world around me. So if that is something that you seem to be into, you are welcome to like, subscribe, and stick around for a little while. I post videos every Wednesday-ish, or at least I try to. So turn on the bell for notifications to know every single time I post. And let me know in the comments what brought you to this video, because it's not like my regular videos, but I will do anything to make a music related video to talk about whatever I want. So let's get into the Hunger Games. So the Hunger Games, we all know it, we all love it. Possibly one of the best book series of all time ever. And no, I'm not biased. Why would you ever say that? One important thing though about the books and the movies, but especially the books, that I feel like gets overlooked a lot is the music. I know you guys might be going, headphone emoji. The Hunger Games is a book. This is a music channel. What are you doing? This is my channel and I'll jump through any hoops to talk about whatever I want to talk about, and the Hunger Games is my interest in month, so that's what we're going to be talking about. But okay, let's get into it. So if you don't know what the Hunger Games already is, no, I'm not judging you, don't worry. So the Hunger Games is a book series, a YA book series, I guess. The main trilogy follows this girl Katniss as she is brought into the Hunger Games, which is a annual game. It's kind of like a battle royale arena where they just put 24 kids into an arena and they say only one of you will come out. Go do your thing. So not like to spoil the trilogy or anything, but Katniss wins and then she has to go in again the next year because of special rules. And then they try to stop the Hunger Games. So that was a really horrible premise of the book. Never allow me to write book synopsises ever again. Spoilers if you haven't read the Hunger Games. We will talk a little bit about Sunrise on the Reaping, not too much, but I will let you guys know if and when there are spoilers in that. Okay, but actually getting into it now for real this time. The Hunger Games is a world that is ruled by tyranny. There is a simmer of rebellion beneath the surface of the oppressed and manipulated people of the districts compared to the people in the capital who are in power. As music in this world has become more than just a form of entertainment, it is a tool of resistance and rebellion itself. In the Hunger Games universe, we will be looking at the role that music plays in the country of Panem, how songs and even simpler sounds tell stories of survival and hope in the world of the Hunger Games. So in the capital, if you don't know, here is a map of Panem. Hopefully I put that in the right spot. In the capital, it is extravagant. Music is everywhere, it is lavish, it is bombastic. The entirety of the capital is just indulgent in everything. And it contrasts very heavily from District 12, where music is an entirely different role. It is where our main characters are from: Katniss, Peeta, Haymitch, and Lucy Gray. The music there in the districts is raw, it is emotional, it's human. It's very folky, is the way that the music is. It has become a lifeline passed through generations of Lucy Gray's family, of the Covey, who are somewhat related to Katniss, which is somewhat related to Haymitch. absolutely no relation to PETA at all, but the music has been passed through generations and generations as a quiet act of both preservation and defiance to the Capitol and the power in general. Let's get into a little bit more about District 12 specifically and their sort of folk music. So if you don't know, District 12 it's located in what is present day Appalachia, and if you don't know, the Hunger Games takes place in the future, so the map is kind of like an eroded United States, so if you took everything in by like an inch, kind of is what it looks like. But District 12 is where coal dust clings to every single service, and every day is a battle of survival. Music is sort of that moment of grace that people in the districts have. One of the most important moments in the original trilogy is where Katniss sings this song Deep in the Meadow to Rue as she dies. Sorry if that was a spoiler for you. Rue dies. But this song it's a lullaby, it's very soft, it's very protective. She sings it as she passes, almost like she's sleeping. Rue's final request to Katniss was to sing, and that is what Katniss does. She doesn't just mourn Rue, she almost memorializes her. The lullaby is a sort of cultural cry, and all of this ends up actually being televised and shown to the districts by the Capitol. Technically, that wasn't supposed to happen. That was sort of the Capitol's bad, and Katniss's connection to music actually runs really deep. This is going to be a little bit of a Sunrise on the Reaping spoiler. I'm telling you that now. Katniss's father, Burdock Everdeen, is known for his singing voice, actually. We learn in Sunrise on the Reaping that he's actually sort of kind of related to the Covey. It's mentioned that him and Lenore Dove are cousins. I don't know how close in cousinship they are, but he is related, and he does know some songs that Lenore Dove and the Covey know. So, after he dies, Katniss kind of stops singing for a while because it just reminds her of her father a lot, obviously. And there's also this moment in Catching Fire, actually, where Peeta remembers that Katniss sang this song, the Valley song, when they were in school together. It was a small memory, but it had a lot of meaning, and something that even Katniss hardly remembered. Or remembered that Peeta remembered, because she didn't really remember Peeta in school. But it is the music which holds memories, as we just talked about. These district songs are almost legacies. Songs like The Hanging Tree, which is first introduced to us in Mockingjay, but later we learn it's actually a song made by Lucy Gray, potentially about President Snow. Not about President Snow, about the guy who got hung at the Hanging Tree. I forgot his name. My bad. Oh, Arlo Chance! Arlo Chance was the man who was hung at the Hanging Tree. But it's songs like these which are rooted, no pun intended, to rebellion. The song is haunting, it's poetic, it's a ballad that later goes on to become an anthem of the revolution. Katniss learns it from her father. The song lingered in Katniss's mind. She was told never to sing it, but she did during the rebellion. It is very dark, it's very tragic, it's a little romantic. It's a song about a man who was hung, calling out to his lover to flee or to join him. It's a song of sacrifice, of unjust execution. It's a haunting memory, probably, and it becomes a rally cry. It's a song that stirs the hearts of the people who hear it, and like its origins from Lucy Gray, after she witnessed the execution, her performance of the song, it's very defiant. It's emotional, it's unforgettable. She doesn't sing this song, nor many of her other songs, to entertain. She sings when she has something to say, and she sings for other people to remember. She sings to resist. We see that Katniss and Lucy Gray are connected not just by song but by spirit. Like Lucy Gray, Katniss uses her voice as a weapon. Her silence is powerful and her music begins revolutions. But as we talk so much about Lucy Gray, let's talk a little bit about the Covey. Who are the Covey? The Covey were once traveling people in the districts, but they ended up getting sort of trapped in District 12 after the Dark Days, and that was where they spent 75 years. They bring music. In the Ballad of Songbirds and Snakes, it has a lot of music, and their style of music is very much rooted in Appalachian folk and just early bluegrass, kind of, if you listen to it. It's not just a background detail, it's not just background music to enhance a scene, it is a culture of its own. You know, the members of the Covey, they have a fiddle, they have a bass, they have a mandolin, and a guitar, and their voices, of course. Lucy Gray, with her high and lonesome voice, leads this group. Their style is, it's kind of Anglo-American, sort of African-American. She's not black, though. Not putting that out there. But the style of their music has that southern twang to it a little bit. It very much reflects the roots of bluegrass music and the diversity of the rebellion itself. As we see, it wasn't just District 12 that was rebelling, it was also District 9, District 11, District 8, the other ones. Some people even theorize that maybe the Covey left sheet music to continue on their legacy. Don't know how true that is. It's never mentioned in the books, but I think that would be kind of cool. But it's while the districts use their music to preserve family, to preserve identity, the capital used it to enforce control. The music in the capital is grandiose, it is blaring, it is echoing. Every time that we hear it mentioned, such as songs like The Gem of Panem, even Coriolanus Snow describes it as being sung out of tune and almost just sounding like reciting a chant. Music is not for the soul, it's for the system. It pacifies, it numbs, and it tries to entertain. I'm not saying that it does, but they try. When Katniss sings, though, it is simple, it is raw, it is unproduced. Her songs don't need a spectacle, they are a spectacle. And we see this especially in Mockingjay. District 13 sort of tries to weaponize music, almost in like a psychological warfare sense. The songs that Katniss sings end up getting broadcast to inspire rebels or unsettle the capital, kind of shift this tide in the war in an emotional sense. Katniss's rendition of The Hanging Tree is broadcast to all of Panem as a way to sort of scare President Snow. And it is a spark that reignites this fire. It's a song that turns into a movement. You know, the propaganda of it all, it worked. You know, he was in love with Lucy Gray. Let's not lie. He was still in love with her 65 years later. And listening to her songs again, her rebellion, it is forever haunting him. When Katniss sings the song, it resurrects not just the music, but the ghost of Lucy Gray, almost. And let's talk a little bit about these Mockingjays, of course, as the third book is called Mockingjay. What is a Mockingjay? They have become this accidental symbol of the revolution, but where did they begin? They started off as the capital created these mutts called Jabberjays to sort of be spies, but they weren't very good at their job. As people found out pretty quickly that they were being spied on, they just started lying. But the main thing about these Jabberjays is they listen to what someone says and they repeat it back. So after the Jabberjay project was abandoned, they left them all to sort of die off in the wild, but they didn't die off in the wild. They ended up breeding with mockingbirds and they formed mockingjays. Now these mockingjays, while they sort of had the abilities of jabberjays, they couldn't mimic perfect words, rather just the melodies. So they were kind of perfect for spreading songs. Rue talks about how she used these mockingjays to communicate in the arena, as she has this little 4-note melody that they used to sing while they worked, or whistle while they worked, really. Her melody gets picked up by the Mockingjays, becoming a secret language of solidarity between her and Katniss. And then, of course, Katniss wears the Mockingjay pin. She becomes the Mockingjay. It's the symbol. In Panem, music is everything. It is the grief, comfort, resistance, legacy. It is the lullaby of the dying and the anthem of the living. From the folk songs of District 12 and the bluegrass of the Covey, from the haunting verses of the Hanging Tree to Rue's quiet 4-note whistle, music is how Panem rebels. It is how it hopes, it's how it remembers. Because in the Hunger Games, the music was not just the soundtrack behind the revolution, it was very much a part of the revolution. That's really all the thoughts that I had to say. I know it was just a little bit of a yap sesh. I'm not gonna lie, I really just wanted to talk about the Hunger Games. Let me know your guys' thoughts on Sunrise on the Reaping. Let me know your thoughts about this video. Let me know if you have any more thoughts about the Hunger Games in general. All that to say, I'm feeling so cozy right now. I think I'm gonna go to bed soon. Bye!